Second, and my slider's gotten messed up. Wow, I'm just having all kinds of issues. Okay, hi everybody. So here's the deal. I was streaming, I thought earlier, 15 minutes ago for all this time, and nobody could hear me. And it turned out that I wasn't actually broadcasting, and I couldn't tell because I didn't expect anybody to be here anyway. And the couple of comments I was getting seemed to go with what I was saying, and I didn't realize that I wasn't actually streaming. So anyway, here I am. I've been just rambling to myself this whole time, and I'm gonna have to re-explain everything I've already explained about this. Hi, folks. How are you doing? Looks like we have a few people watching already. Blue Dragon 5's here, Madman's here, Psycho Reviewer is here. Welcome, everybody. Daniel Davis, Mr. Cool is here. Mr. Cool's been helping me with this whole thing. He turned me on to this really cool... Now I just gotta go back and say everything I just said. This really cool program that allows you to make your own fighting games. It's called Mugen, and it is this completely free, like fan kind of conglomerate where everybody puts up their own versions of different characters, and they're usually based on games that pre-exist. As you can see with what you're looking at here, 3 elements that all have nothing to do with each other, but are from games that you've maybe seen before. We got Buster's Hidden Treasure on Genesis. Freddy Krueger is there from, I think that's supposed to be based on one of the recent Mortal Kombat's maybe, and then the background was from Spider-Man Maximum Carnage back in the day. So anyway, I'm putting together this fighter for my son for his birthday, and also kind of for me, a thing for us to do together, and ever since Ben turned me on to this, I've gotten obsessed with this. I can't stop working on it, and I thought since I'm not working right now on a rewind for this week, I kind of gave up on that because we've been doing a lot of other things, and I've been doing family stuff, and I mean, I've been working on one, but it's not going to come out this week anyway. Jason's birthday's coming up soon, and I've got a surgery in 10 days, and so since I decided to do this project, I wanted to go ahead and hurry up and get it done. I thought it would be so cool for my son to make him a fighting game for his birthday, and it's turning out pretty well so far. So I'm going to show you guys what I've done, and I'm going to let you guys help me come up with some other characters to put in it, and any other ideas that you might have. And I thought I would just stream while I was working on it. I was sitting here doing this anyway, so I thought I would just go ahead and turn on the camera and chat with you while I'm doing this, and promised extra content while everybody is lonely and at home right now during these quarantine days anyway. And so if you need some geekiness in your life at the wee hours of the morning, here I am once again, like the other day with Sonic. So I'm not going to do like a proper playthrough or anything, of course. This isn't finished. This is buggy. This has got issues, but I'm getting there. So anyway, let's see what other folks are saying. Yeah, so, well, we've got 15 people here. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. Blue Dragon 5, any more plates you'd like to spin while you're at it? Yeah, this is kind of a lot of stuff to do all at once, and I've never really worked on something while I was streaming, so we'll see what this is like, and if I'm able to really get anything done, or if I'm just going to kind of talk the whole time. Feel free to ask me questions while we're doing this. I'd like to try to keep everything kind of related to what we're doing, if at all possible, so if the occasional stray kind of Captain Logan Show type question comes up, I may answer a couple things here and there, but for the most part, I just want to kind of focus on making this game look cool and see what we can do with it. So I'm not a programmer, I'm not a coder, I'm not used to looking at computer code and things. This is a thing that I'm having to do some. Honestly, I thought I would take one look at this and be like, that's too complicated, I'm not doing it. And surprisingly, I've been learning a lot. I'm starting to get into it, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at it yet, but I figured out how to make some things happen. I'm getting characters in here, I'm getting music put in the stages, and like I can change music from stages. I know how to do that now. I know how to change the music for the menus. I have botched up this menu. I wanted to talk about this real quick. So this menu is based on Smash 64. I thought that would be a fun format to go with because that's one of my son's favorite games. He specifically loves 64. I mean, he loves all the Smashes. But anyway, so I thought I would do that for him. And when I first pulled open this template, it had this menu in all the the fonts from that game, and now it doesn't look like that anymore because I had to go into the code and change it so that I can make the roster bigger. And for some reason, in using the big mode to make there's a thing you have to do in the system file where you go in and you use a different model and it's called big, and you just put that in there, and then that's supposed to just make the roster bigger theoretically. But it didn't change everything, but it changed this menu screen to just be the generic gray one that comes with basic Mugen. I don't know why that happened. So anyway, I gotta figure that out because I'd like this to look better, but I mean, it's not terrible. So anyway, let me go ahead and show you guys what the roster looks like, and then I'll show you guys what some of the code looks like and stuff if you want to see that. It's really simple. It's really easy. I'm not doing a tutorial, but this will give you kind of a sense of how simple this is to do. If I could do it, anybody can do it. I'm trying to learn some of the more advanced stuff so that I can really have some control over this. But just know that this is not a thing. I'll show you the roster in a minute. Just know that this is not a thing that's like Mario Maker or something like that, where everything is built into the thing already and you just kind of like drag and drop things. This is a big, like collaborative fan thing. So you have to go to something like Mugen Archive, which Ben also turned me on to, Mr. Cool. He's in the comments right now. He's been helping me out with this whole thing, and he showed me this. This is kind of the biggest site for this, and all you got to do is search for character files and search for stage files, and get things in the proper folders, and then in the code, all you got to do. I'll show you this real quick. Here's the character code. So in the select box, all you need is, like I said, WordPad, and you just go into where the characters are, and you get your character files in the proper character folder, and then you just put in the file name. That's all you have to do. Like just writing, like here, Fulgore puts Fulgore in the game. And then after that, it's slightly more complicated in getting stages connected to the characters, but all you have to do is get a file path in the code connected to, of course, where that file is. It's really simple. And I have really been enjoying it. So let's take a look at what I've got here. So I changed all the music, partly because it also took all the music out when I changed this to big mode. I don't know why that is. And so I'll let you guys hear what this sounds like right now. So right now I've got some Virtua Fighter music going from the beginning of this. I wanted to kind of combine all my favorite fighting games. And then I thought about using the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, gotta take you for a ride, when you get into the Versus menu, but instead I went with Killer Instinct Gold, and that's why we start with Fulgore. And then let me actually take this to watch mode, and then I'll go ahead and turn the audio off again for a minute, just so that you guys don't have to listen to that the whole time. Okay, so I'll just go through the characters I have right now, and then let you guys see what some of the matchups look like, and then if you guys have ideas for characters and stages you'd like to see in this game, I'm going to let you guys help me develop it. Let me just get back to the dashboard. Nicholas says he can't hear. I hope he's joking. Mortal Kombat theme. I don't know if you're saying I should put that somewhere or what you're saying. Folks are talking about my book. Thanks a lot for listening to that. Gypsy Warrior, where is Eric? Eric is in bed. He has work in the morning. By the way, Eric is finally going to move out pretty soon. He got approved for an apartment this week. I'm so happy for him. He's going to be moving 3 days after my surgery. And he's going to be just down the street. So he's still going to be able to come over and help me make videos every now and again. So that's exciting. Mr. Cool, this screen pack has a pretty good roster size. Yeah, it does if you go in and change it to big, and that messed up that menu. So I can actually make this roster size as big as I want it to be, I guess within reason. Like, I haven't tried to go nuts with it. Like, I don't know what happens to, the sides and versus mode. Like, I like this nice long strip. So that the character heads are nice and big on either side. But see, look, like, they're enormous on each side, and I really like that, so I kind of don't want to mess that up. But now that I'm looking at this, I think it would just start to cover up part of that. So, I mean, I think I could get at least a couple of hundred on here if I really wanted to. Not totally sure. Mr. Cool, the one I suggested has a decent roster size, about the size of what you have now, and it looks cleaner. Well, okay. I mean, I may check that out. Like I said, I just kind of like, and yeah, like, it could look cleaner. Part of that's because this is based on, 64, so, like, it's super throwback. But I'm going to try some other things also. I don't know that this is definitely what I'm going to stay with. Solid Python, you're going to have surgery cap. Is everything all right? Yeah. You must have missed a memo on this, and you may not be the only one, so I'll go ahead and mention this again. But I may have kidney cancer. We're not sure. I have 85% positive from my urologist that I have cancer in my kidney. I definitely have something. There's a tumor there that is growing, and it may be cancerous or may not be. So instead of trying to figure out whether or not it's cancerous because it's growing, we've decided to go ahead and just cut it out. So it's operable. It's going to be fine. It's not. I'm not worried or anything. But I am going to have somewhat major surgery. So not major, but it's surgery. So anyway, it's an overnight procedure. I'll be back the next day. I am going to take at least a couple of weeks off, if not a month. I'm saying it could be as long as a month because I have no idea, honestly, what it's going to be like trying to recover from that. So let's take a look now, shall we, at some of these characters. So we got Fulgore, we got Thanos, Batman, Black Canary, Bubbles, Zed. A lot of characters you guys will not be surprised to see on this list. I wanted to make this a really fun, crazy crossover thing, which is, of course, the point of this game. And I'm interested to see if anybody thinks of stuff that is like, well, Cap, how is that not there? Like, obviously, of course. QAW, I had Cyborg Superman in there, and I need to look for a better one because he was just way too overpowered. I haven't started working on balancing a ton yet, but playing against him, I lost in 4 or 5 hits every single time, and it just was not worth it. So, but I also have 2 references to Death of Superman already, so I don't necessarily have to have that. Tick is here, Black Costume Superman, which is one of the Death of Superman things. I've got Doomsday in here too, like somebody alluded to. Welcome, everybody. I'm surprised by how many people are here right now. Spawn, naturally, and Spawn is one of the most awesome characters I've found so far. Whoever put that together did a fantastic job with that. Sarah, my favorite fighting game character of all time. That is Sarah from Virtua Fighter. She is the Sega Genesis version, so doesn't fight as great as I would like, but it's the best I can have if I want her in the game. I've got 2 VF characters right now. I got a Raptor, because, it's me. Gotta have a Velociraptor. That's for the Genesis Jurassic Park game. I got Knights. I got Bubsy, Galactus, who is surprisingly not as overpowered as you would think he is. That's the Marvel vs. Capcom Galactus, and he's kind of beatable. You can actually sort of fight him, so he's in there. Doomsday, Forky. I couldn't believe somebody made a Forky, and he's not bad. He actually throws spoons, which is weird, because he is a spoon, or a fork. He's like a, he's a utensil. He throws tinier plastic utensils than he is. So this is supposed to be Captain Kirk, but when you play as him, he is sometimes wearing a blue shirt, sometimes wearing a red shirt, and looks very generic in the face. So I just named him TOS. And then there's Metalhead. I love Metalhead. Blue Dragon 5, I think I could probably get a Buzz Lightyear in here. I will write that down as a possibility, because I like Buzz Lightyear well enough. I did have 2 Pixar characters in here at one time. I put Wall-E in here, and he was just awful. You couldn't get close enough to hit anybody. Only 2 of the buttons did anything, and so I got rid of that. But somebody said Buzz Lightyear. I'll write that down as a possibility. I've been going through... So, like I said, I'm doing this for my son for his birthday, and I'm thinking I may have to make a cryptic title for this video later so he doesn't find out about it. He hasn't been looking at the channel a lot lately, so I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that he doesn't pick up on what I'm doing. He's been so curious to know what I've been doing down here. I've been working on this nonstop all day long, and he thinks, you know what he thinks I'm doing? He thinks I'm making a stop-motion action figure video. That's what he thinks I'm doing. And I haven't let him, since I found out that's what he thought, I haven't even let him get to the bottom of the staircase. I want him to think that the basement is just filled with stuff that I'm using to make this present that I'm making for him. And then it's going to turn out to be a fighting game. It's going to blow his mind. We're going to have obviously we're not having people over, just the people that are in our house already, but we're going to have a little family birthday party for him, of course, and it's going to be an arcade party. I've got our arcade machines down here, and I'll set up other game machines, and the big kind of pièce de résistance is going to be this projected, and I'm so excited about it. I'm sure he's going to love it. Okay, so we got, let's see, somebody said Megatron. That's not a bad idea. Venom is in here. So yeah, let me go ahead and run through the rest of these, and then I'll see what else you guys mentioned. Green Goblin's not a bad idea. Let me put that in here. Try not to do too much Marvel and DC, just so that it's not completely oversaturated. But right now, I don't have even a ton of superheroes. Okay, so, at least for me. So Metalhead, one of my favorite Ninja Turtle characters. Jason also asked for Raphael, so I'm going to put... I say he asked for it. Okay, so here's the thing. He doesn't know what I'm doing. I was going to mention this earlier. I asked him to make me a list of some of his favorite characters, and he surprisingly... And he doesn't know what it's for. He surprisingly put a lot of things on that list that are really conducive to fighting game characters. And the entire bottom row, except for Old Man Logan, is stuff that he asked for. Professor X, I thought it would be really funny to have a man in a floating wheelchair in my game, and was kind of surprised that was even in there. There is Venom, and the Mask is the coolest character in this game, maybe, so far. He's so neat. You guys will have to see all the cool moves that he does, and Ben turned me on to him, and of course I love the Mask. I got a big Mask poster over there. It was one of my favorite things to do the rewind on, so I was really glad he was in here and that he was as well put together as he is. Knuckles, my favorite Sonic character. There's Cool Spot. Cool Spot's one of my favorite things of all time. Nobody cares about Cool Spot, but I love Cool Spot. He's the greatest mascot there ever was, and he's gone now, and it's sad. He was the 7-Up mascot from the 90s. He had a couple of really good video games, and he's also a fantastic character in this, based on the Super Nintendo sprite. Buffy, who is not a bad character in this, surprisingly. I got the Ninja Megazord. I got Buster Bunny from one of my favorite side-scrollers on the Genesis. I haven't got Michael in here yet. I gotta do that, but I'm gonna put all three of the big slashers because of the names of my children. So we're gonna have Jason, Freddy, and Mikey in here, and there's Freddy. Neo from The Matrix is fantastic in this. I was really excited that I found a good one of those, and there's also a cool Matrix background that I can show you guys. There's RoboCop, who's also really fun. There's Shredder. I got AVGN in here. There's the Riddler. Spider-Man 2099, somebody mentioned earlier, but I've got him in here already. I don't have Carnage yet. Thanks for mentioning that. I don't know if I'm actually going to get any work done while I'm streaming. It might just be showing you guys things, but I'm going to try to put some characters in here while we're talking. And everybody just bear with me, because this is just going to be a whole lot of closing the program out and opening it back again. There's Dural from, or most people pronounce it Dural, but I grew up with Dural. She is also from, pardon me, Virtua Fighter. She's the main antagonist in that. Red Robin, Freddy Krueger again, Wile E. Coyote. He's surprisingly fun in this. He's my favorite character in Warner Brothers cartoons. There's Metal Sonic, Red Ranger. Jason asked for on his list. Again, he doesn't know what I'm doing, but that's a character he loves. He also mentioned Bane, and which I probably would have put in anyway. Bane's pretty good in this. There's Flash. He said King Boo. I was surprised there was a Boo, and it's a really maniacal Boo. It's very funny. And then I found a skin from Marvel vs. Capcom of Old Man Logan that looks pretty good. There is the T-800, Marty McFly from the Japanese Back to the Future games, and Darth Vader, who Jason put on his list. So there's some other people on this list that he's going to want me to put in. I tried to find Beetlejuice, and there wasn't a good one. He wrote in Bumblebee from Transformers, and I don't want to put that in here. We've been kind of laughing a lot lately about Bumblebee and my disdain for that movie in the Discord. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put that in there ironically. I don't know. And then, oh, you know what? Jason mentioned the Shadow. I want to see if there is a shadow. Let's check real quick, shall we? I'll let you guys see what I'm doing so that it's not boring. The shadow knows. Never done anything like this while talking with you guys. It's so cool of so many of you guys to be in here right now. Yeah, there's a shadow. Oh, of course, because he had a video game, so that would be a pretty easy thing to put in there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get him. Let's put the shadow in here. So yeah, I just gotta unzip it. So you got your zip program, right? And you just take all the files, and you're gonna see my super, super messy desktop here. I am the least organized person I know. And we get it inside of characters, and then we hit unzip. And boom, it's in there. And then all we have to do is go into the folder and make sure that it is called what we think it's called. I'm going to do that now. So we go to, is it going to be the shadow or just shadow? Oh, you know what? I got to get this in a folder. Usually these are already batched together in a folder, but it wasn't. So I gotta get all of this stuff in the right folder. Okay. Look, it's called Shadow, just like I was hoping. So then all I have to do, this is going to be really obvious stuff for anybody that's ever done anything like this, but some of you guys maybe have, I mean, I never had, tried to do any coding like this. I'm saying that like it's real code. It's not. I mean, it's really easy. You just, plug and play stuff. So really, all I have to do is type shadow. There we go. And then if I want to put a stage with it, which I'm not going to worry about right now, I'll go back in later and try to find a good stage for the shadow. But if I wanted to put a stage in, to connect it to the shadow when you play in arcade mode, I would want to create a path here. So it would be stages / whatever the name of that is, and then .def, which is the defining file. Here's what's weird, though, and Ben, if you have any suggestions about this, let me know. I'll show you this real quick. I have several characters at the bottom here that are not currently attached to stages. I have some of their stages in the extra stages, because when I hit comma and put those stages with those characters, nothing happens. The game won't read the stages at all. But if I put them down in extra stages, then they show up just fine. It's really strange. I don't know what the deal is, and it's just started happening to me. So, like, Terminator was the last stage that it allowed me to connect. Everything I've done after that, it hasn't. Now, it's not a big deal. It's not really important, necessarily, because I don't mind necessarily just playing, even in arcade mode, with all of the stages randomized. But it would be fun to have a polished game where everybody's got their own stage that pops up every time. And I figure most of the time when we play this, it's just going to be versus mode. But, I'm trying to make this as I don't want to say professional, but as polished as humanly possible. So now, and I'll start looking at the comments again here in a minute, even 3 screens is not enough to do what I'm doing right now. So now all I got to do is reopen the program. Here it is. Oh, the shadow did not show up. So I got to figure out what's wrong. And a lot of trial and error with this. This happens quite a bit where, sometimes it's just a file that doesn't work right. Sometimes it's a mistake that I made. And while I'm talking with you guys, I'm sure I will make more mistakes than normal. But I went into that folder. Well, I mean, I had to put everything in that folder. Oh, you know what? It wasn't called Shadow. It was called The Shadow. I wasn't looking at the def file. So that was the problem. Okay, so all I got to do is type in the word the, and then drop this and reopen it. The captain knows. So much mouse clicking. He's still not in there. Okay, so I gotta figure that out. There might be something wrong with that file. I won't worry about it right now, but that's the process anyway. You didn't get to see the fruits of the process, but that's the process. Let's see what folks are saying right now. Mr. Cool, yeah, you have to make sure the def file matches the name of the oh, that's right. It's got to match the here. Well, what I have found is that it seems to need to match both. It seems to not work if the folder name and the def file aren't called the same thing. I don't know if that's true, but that has fixed it for me in time past. So, and I had forgotten about that until you said that. So I'm going to make the folder say The Shadow, and the def file says The Shadow, and so now we'll reopen it. Does anybody else feel like a fried egg? I got the Riddler in here. I know I showed you guys everything already, but in case you missed it, and he's pretty cool looking. He's clearly based on some skin of some character from a game I've never played. Okay, hold on, folks. Just got to reopen this, and then away we go. Everybody can look at DJ's beautiful logo. Okay. Fingers crossed. There he is. And now we have The Shadow. Look at that. Okay. So let's get a little watch match going here. So we're going to make it Darth Vader versus The Shadow and see what that looks like. We'll just do some random stage. And there we go. Darth Vader versus The Shadow. Here, I'll turn. Oh, man. Is it black because it's The Shadow, or is it broken? Oh, it just broke on me. Fantastic. That's what you want. Okay. Wow. That has not happened to me much yet. Naturally, it has to happen on the stream. Because of course it does. Let's try again. Okay. Darth Vader versus The Shadow. Now, I'm not a big fan of the, like, who would win in a fight kinds of arguments, but I love fighting games. Oh, this is not good. Something's breaking on us here. Yep, looks like The Shadow is broken. So we got him in there, but he doesn't work. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take out The Shadow. At least it didn't break the whole game just for being in there. I had to select him before it did anything. Okay, no Shadow for us. So I took him out of the code. I'm going to put Mugen up for the 50th time. I keep wanting to call it Mutagen. The secret of the fighting game. Okay. I'm so glad you guys are here hanging out with me while I'm doing this. Let's do a random match. And you guys can see this in all of its crazy glory. We'll see if it breaks down again. Okay. Oh, you guys have been able to hear this whole time. Cool. I had mine muted, so I didn't have to listen to Killer Instinct the whole time. It's funny because I used to play that game all the time, and every time I play this, you know, testing it, I keep expecting the announcer guy to read the names of the characters, and then I'm thinking, there's got to be a code where I can go in and do that, where I can have, like, an announcer say the name of the characters when they're selected, and have me be the announcer and go in and say everything. Bane! Galactus! I kind of want to do that. I know there's got to be a way. I'm thinking about looking into that and even going that far. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Ben, if you know how to do that, let me know. Okay. Let's do... I'm not actually going to play. We're just going to do watch mode for right now. And just watch a little bit of a match. Let's do... Oh, the Shadow's still in there because I didn't shut this down, but it should be fine. Okay. Darth Vader versus... Here, we'll let somebody in the chat pick. Somebody in the chat pick who Buffy is going to go up against. Donnie St. Pierre, I actually have a Zombies Ate My Neighbors background, and it is the Buffy stage. I made it the Buffy stage. Phasma is an interesting idea, and of course, that's Jason's favorite Star Wars character. So let's see. There's a lot of Star Wars in this. I would not be surprised if she wasn't in here. Because you could probably do some kind of skin from a Stormtrooper or something pretty easily. The first person I saw said RoboCop. So RoboCop's awesome in this. So we're going to pick RoboCop. Now I'm forgetting where I put RoboCop. There he is. And a random stage. And fingers crossed it doesn't go black again. Because that had never happened before. I haven't actually seen Darth Vader yet. Here we go. They're fighting in front of Serpentera. That's Lord Zed's stage. Oh, Michael Jackson's a great idea. He's got to be in here, of course. There's a sprite for that. You guys are giving me all kinds of great ideas. Thank you. Sweet. You guys feel free to just keep them coming while we're watching a couple of matches here. Kermit the Frog is an interesting notion. Although I would almost want to put Animal in before that, probably. I'll just say Muppets at large and see if I can come up with some cool Muppet stuff. Cap and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's a great idea. Batman Beyond? Yeah, and I don't mind multiple Batmans, certainly. Oh, now just so much stuff is coming. Now, I'm not necessarily going to put in everything you guys are saying, and there's no way I can get them all in tonight, of course. Optimus? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe we should get a Transformer in here. Daredevil's a great idea. So, Darth Vader seems awesome. He seems to be beating the crap out of RoboCop. Alucard? Yeah, it would be cool to get something from that game in there, from Castlevania. I just remembered, sorry, you just made me lose my train of thought, because I have to post the Castlevania Season 3 review tomorrow that Eric and I recorded last week. Luke Cage! Yeah, let's see if he's in there. Aspect ratio of my screen pack, Mr. Cool, I don't. I mean, I can look at, I can pull it up pretty easily. I'm looking at the code right now. I'm not seeing it right away. I'd have to go look for it. It actually might not be in this file. It might be a different file. I don't see it right. Oh, it's yeah, I mean, it says optimal resolution 1280 by 720, but I don't know if that tells us what we need to know. Yeah, Predator's a good idea. RoboCop's so cool. And then I put in the Virtua Fighter Victory music there. Spawn's in there, Solar Dragon. Judge Dredd, that's a fun idea. If it's 640 by 480, I have the perfect life bar for this. Oh, cool. Ben, thanks. Oh, you meant from Helsing, Solar Dragon. Okay. Yeah, Alien and Predator. Bubsy's in there. Let's throw in one more match, so you guys can kind of see what this game looks like. Okay, you guys pick. I'm going to put in the first two things I see from different people. So somebody throw in a character you see, and then somebody else throw in a character. And that's who we will match up next. Again, I'm not actually playing right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you the mask. Blue Dragon 5 asked for. Somebody else also. Okay, and then Metal Sonic. I actually saw the mask twice, but we're not going to do the mask versus the mask. We'll do the mask versus Metal Sonic. Let's see what stage we get. I may get rid of this stage because I don't love that the feet are cut off at the bottom. The Powerpuff Girl stage does that also. The mask has so many outfits. Like, whoever put this together just put their heart and soul in it. I mean, it's fantastic. And then he turns into Hulk. Yeah, Blue Dragon 5, he's amazing. It's really cool. This is why I wanted to do watch mode, because I don't know how to do all these moves yet. And I wanted you to get to see more of them. I haven't seen him do that yet. That's awesome. Wow, that's so cool. Ooh, Rorschach, what a good idea. I'm going to put that at the top of the list. That's awesome. I mean, it's not as great for Jason's birthday because it's not like I can let him look at Watchmen, but I love Rorschach. I think we got enough spaces I can have what I want and also give Jason what he wants. Man, I hope he doesn't find out about this. Like I said, I was really debating whether or not I should stream this for you guys. I'm going to risk him finding out. Gypsy Warrior, what do you think of the Batman Adventures comic by Alan Burnett and Paul Dini? What I've read of it, I love, but I've not read more than a few issues. Oh, I didn't realize the dog came out! That is so cool. Donnie St. Pierre, you have to ironically put in Deadpool. I don't know if I'm going to put in Deadpool. Maybe because... I mean, do you mean ironically because I always say that kids shouldn't be exposed to Deadpool? Is that why you say that? Yeah, maybe I should do it just because of that. That is kind of funny. Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I wonder if somebody's done that skin. Oh, look. I probably should put some version of the Joker in here. Darkwing Duck is a cool idea. Again, I'm not going to get all this in here tonight. But I might start trying to do a little bit of it. Man, I wish the shadow had gotten broken. That's a bummer, but somebody else may have made one. I mean, I can go in and look. Why don't we do one more matchup while you guys are all sitting here watching me, and then I'll go ahead and start trying to put some of these characters in here. And I'm going to make this as interesting as I can. So the first two that I see from different people. So go ahead and start throwing in characters again. Just who you really want to see from what you see already. Okay, so somebody says Captain Kirk. Again, it's not really Captain Kirk, so I just named it TOS. And Bane! Kirk versus Bane is a great matchup. See, I'm gonna go Bane! Look at all those characters Bane's got backing him up. Killer Croc, Yoda. Yeah. I can't get super excited about that. Oh, Walter White's a cool idea. I went to see if John Wick was in there, and he's not, but I did put a background from John Wick in. A stage. I tried to find a Clock King, and there wasn't one. I was really hoping there would be. I got Neo from the Matrix in there already. So, Solar Dragon, 7 of 9 was one of the first characters I thought to put in this. And would you believe there aren't hardly any Star Trek characters? Kirk and Spock were the only things I found. There was maybe one or two other little things. Oh, you know what? Rocky or Apollo is a good idea. I just thought of that. Jason's a huge Rocky fan. Just thought of that. Keeper of the U, no Green Ranger. Well, I've already got a couple of Power Rangers in there. Or a couple of Power Rangers characters anyway. I may throw in Green Ranger. I had White Ranger from Dino Thunder in there for a while, but he was way overpowered. I played with him one time and I was like, oh, this is just killing everything. This is way too easy. Oh, good, Mr. Cool. You've actually used Rocky. Sweet. Yeah, I tried to look for a Picard. There was not a Picard. Mandalorian I'll put on the list. James Bond. Yeah, there were James Bond video games, so surely there's a sprite in there. It'll be interesting to see how that fights. Somebody had put in G from House of the Dead, and I thought about maybe trying that. I haven't done that yet. Okay, guys, I'm gonna need a quick break. I'm gonna keep streaming. We've got enough folks hanging out here, and I haven't done very much yet, besides just show you guys some matchups. So, but I need to go do something real quick. So, just give me, like, hopefully not more than 5 minutes. And if anybody pops in wondering what in the world this is and where I am, would somebody just explain it to them in the comments, please? But I just need to go do something real quick. No Thomas, streaming. Although, I talk pretty loud, so it may come off like screaming. Anyway, please give me just a few minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. Folks are saying other cool. Somebody just said, sorry, other cool characters. Somebody just said, wow, what an amazing live stream. Yeah, I had to leave for a minute. I'm back now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is throw on another matchup while I'm looking up some of these characters that you guys are asking for. I think that's probably the best way to handle this. And then I'll get them in, and then we'll close out the program, and we'll look at it with a few more. So let's see what other matchups people would like to see from the roster we have currently. That'll give you guys something to watch on the screen, and you can see what some of these characters are like. Again, just watch mode. I'm not actually playing right now. So first two I see, I will make those the matchup. So somebody say something, somebody else say something else, and we'll be on our way. Okay, so somebody said Flash. So Flash is interesting. I ended up using one that is sort of New 52 Flash, and I'm not a big fan of all the lines on that costume, But it's kind of neat the way they did it, because it looks like the traditional Flash costume, but when he's hitting people, all the lines show up. And I think that's actually kind of cool looking. Next thing I saw was Bubbles. So it's going to be Flash versus Bubbles. Just what you always wanted to see. Okay. So there's that. We've already been here. That's a bummer. I used Silver Surfer music from the NES game because that soundtrack is amazing. I made this Galactus' stage. Okay, so while you guys are looking at that, I'm going to look up a few things. Let's start with Rorschach. I was really excited about that notion. Hang on to your hat. Is there a Rorschach? It appears that there is. There he is. He looks cool. We're going to get him. Superb. Okay. Poor Shadow. Where is Rorschach? He's just that fast, you guys. Wow, that looks weird. Somebody messed that up. That doesn't look great. Okay. I gotta figure out what happened to Rorschach. I seem to have lost him. Give me just a minute, everybody. Rorschach's friend to the animals. Yeah, maybe I just didn't put it in the right place. My other zip program I used to use would immediately open up the folder for you, which was really useful. And I just started using this one today, and it might do that, but I just haven't found that yet. So, anyway. Okay, I'm going to throw together a quick matchup here. Let's see. Let's show you guys Neo. There's Neo. And Cool Spot. That sounds like an even matchup. I love how Neo comes in with the phone. That's so cool. Okay, Rorschach's name is Rorschach. We shouldn't have any trouble getting him in there. Fingers crossed. Let's see what folks are saying in the chat here. Emmett Brown, I don't think is in there. I've already got Marty McFly in. Phantasm, that's an interesting notion. I wonder if that's in there. I wonder if somebody's made that. Freakazoid, that's cool. Freakazoid. Yeah, I could do Agent Smith. I didn't know if I wanted too much representation from certain things, but animated series Joker, I'm sure I can get Blue Dragon 5. That's probably the one that I'll look for, but I want to see if there's other crazy stuff. Mr. Cool, you linked me a good what on Messenger? Rorschach? Or something else? Oh, Rocky. Yeah. I will do that. This is going to be hardcore. Yeah, cool spot's too small. Yeah, sometimes the size differential ends up being really funny in this. Guys, I'm sorry. Give me just another second. Okay, guys, I really, really hate to do this. I'm super sorry about it. I was hoping to stream longer with you guys tonight. I am suddenly not feeling well. Suddenly my stomach is just going crazy, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not feeling well enough to keep going, which I hate. I was trying to fake it. I thought I was going to be all right. I'm just not feeling well enough to keep going, so I'm going to have to go ahead and quit. Maybe I'll come back and do another one of these in a day or two, and show you guys some more, and try to put in some more characters before then that you guys suggested. Thanks for watching. For as long as you did, it was a lot of fun. No, it's not the virus. I don't need an ambulance. I'm fine. I'm just feeling kind of funky, and it's kind of hard to sit here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you enjoyed what you got to see of this, and I will try to show you some more soon. Looks like there's some folks that were kind of having a good time with it, so I may come back and do some more tomorrow or the next day. Thanks a bunch. I'll see you guys next time. You guys are great. Ben, thanks for all your advice and ideas with this, and I'll message you soon. And I will see everybody real shortly, I'm sure.